everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WRC Safari Rally Kenya 2024. We are on location today. We're taking a visit to a garage of someone you're not really expecting. We are at the Karan Patel Racing Garage. That is the 2023 Africa Rally champion, and he is here sitting down with us today. Thank you so much for inviting us over.
Thank you.
Now, of course, you had such an incredible season in 2023, and it came off such a disappointing 2022 to come so close and lose. How do you how was that feeling the second time round to finally clinch the championship?
I guess I think my team were more happier than I was, only because I'm hungry for more. So one was not enough. Yeah, we did get close in 2022. I would still consider us the champions of 2022 in my own little world in my head, because we just didn't manage to go to Ivory Coast, which is a very expensive round to participate in. So had we done that, we would have easily won the 22 championship. So for us and my team, we are the winners of our own race in 2022. And yeah, then officially we're the winners in 2023. So it being official was nice. It's a good feeling, but yeah, like I say, we're hungry for more, so the satisfaction is still yet to come.
And I think people at home don't get that sense of what it really takes to compete in an Africa Rally Championship, because if you're saying it's because you couldn't travel in 2022, it means that there's a lot more that goes into actually taking part in the competition.
Definitely, you're very right in saying that. We literally have a team of like 6 or 7 personnel, and it requires us to drive the cars to various countries around Africa. You know, Zambia I think is the furthest one. We do Burundi, we do Rwanda.
You drive all
yeah,
the
well,
way
I
there.
don't personally drive. One of my oldest friends and mechanics who's been with us since 2014, and the rest. And apart from that, very expensive, and you have to look for accommodation and all these things in the various countries. And yeah, personally, we would try and fly. Being you know, in business, then it does take a lot of time away from work. If we were to drive to Zambia, that's like 5 days going, 5 days coming. So, yeah.
Yeah, and so with all that hard work that you put in, what did the moment feel like when you actually finally clinched the trophy?
Well, we knew we clinched the trophy, obviously being in the competition when we finished the last stage of the rally and we get into service where we know we're safe now. So him and my co-driver Tosif and I, we kind of celebrate our own little celebration in the car.
What was that?
Well, I don't know, we wouldn't cry, but I'm sure we're happy. I think we were both very proud of ourselves, but like I said, for me it's not enough. So it doesn't stop here. We're very hungry for more, and like I said, we have the WRC first, the Safari Rally to participate in. That's a world platform. Hopefully we can just prove a good point and hopefully raise some eyebrows, and with that hopefully get some people who wish to sponsor us to drive internationally on the international field. But if that doesn't happen, then yeah, we'll do the Africa Rally Championship again for the next few years as much as we can.
Yeah. So you've really set your sights on eye-catching in the WRC Safari Rally this year. I understand that it's the toughest rally, according to everyone, but you've actually had an opportunity to be on the WRC circuit as well and go for the Portugal Rally. How does it compare? How does Kenya's Safari Rally compare to that?
It's like football. You know, when you're playing at home on home turf, it's okay. There's a bit more pressure because the expectation is that this is your country. You know the roads, you know the stages, so you can perform. But at the same time, it's a lot more comfortable driving in Kenya because yes, I do know the roads and the stages, but it being a safari, it's a very long event, a very grueling event, and there's many variables and the many factors that have to basically align themselves for you to have a successful race. And the odds of that alignment are quite low. So it's a lot about luck, but yes, more about skill and precision. Yeah.
And what are some of the stages you'd say you're particularly fond of at the Safari Rally?
I would say all of them because obviously we've done this now for 5 years. I think first being the candidate event in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and then this will be the 5th time we're doing a safari, and yeah, we've driven those stages like now 10 or 15 times each because we do the reconnaissance. So we take to the stages a week before the actual race to go and write our pace notes and basically survey the route. We get to do that twice, so you drive the same stage twice, then during the rally you drive it another 3 times, and that's just in 1 year. So you're looking at like you've driven it 5 times every year for the last 3 years. So yeah, they're all quite familiar. Few changes here and there, new holes, new ditches, maybe new rocks on the inside of corners. Those are things you look out for. But apart from that, yeah, nothing much changes.
Yeah. And what would you feel is going to be one of the things you're aiming to achieve for this year?
So this year is actually, I would like to achieve just some stage wins, or not stage wins, that's maybe a bit too optimistic, but some good stage times so that we can compare our pace with the leaders in our category, in our class of car. A strong finish would be nice, given that we have not finished in the last 2 years due to mechanical issues and technical issues. But yeah, so without setting my sights too high and expectations, a few stage wins would be nice if we're lucky. Otherwise, top 3 in stage times and top 10 finish is what I'm looking for. But it's a safari, so there's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah, and I from what you're saying, I reckon if you're looking for some support to come in, is it to take part in the international WRC stages as well, or like what are your sights there?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, so we'd use this opportunity to prove ourselves because let's say it's the cheapest way for us to race against the best in the world and prove ourselves, as opposed to having to go out there to Europe and rent a car. So here it's home, we just have to drive to Naivasha and we're at the rally. So, with that, it's like this is our time to shine, and that's how we'll use it, with the hopes that we raise some eyebrows and catch some attention so that we can participate in maybe a European Rally Championship. So it's like the same as the Africa Rally Championship, but it's in Europe mostly, and then maybe some Middle East events. It all depends what can be thrown at us in terms of opportunity. But being also a Red Bull athlete, it would be nice to prove that we are worthy of such a title.
Yeah. And how did you get the opportunity to become a Red Bull athlete? Maybe you can just take us.
I have no idea, to be honest. It came as a wonderful surprise to us and our team and our family. And I guess it's down to just hard work and dedication. A lot of time spent on building myself as an athlete, I would say. But yeah, just a lot of time in the gym, and working on myself. And then to the team, you have to be performing also. And like I said, the cars are just machines. At the end of the day, everything must be looked at and attended to. So it's a team effort, In order to be a winner, you have to have a winning car, and then you have to be able to obviously drive as a winner. So it's a lot of things that came in and aligned themselves for me to be an athlete. Yeah.
Now, I've had an opportunity to go around sneaking through your garage, and there's an article I stumbled on, and it was when you were in 2005. I think you were 24 at that time, and something interesting is your degree. I think I want the people at home to know what you studied and like how it impacts who you are right now as a racer.
Okay. Well, yeah, I studied in the field of aircraft maintenance. It's actually very different to aeronautical engineering. A lot of people confuse the two to be the same. But growing up, I was always intrigued by machines or mechanical items or electronics, always taking things apart. So I was just, it just happened to be that I wanted to be an engineer. And we have grown up in a family where we're always around aeroplanes, and let's say my dad is a pilot, so flying is in the family, you know, and so I had a very good understanding of aviation and a respect for it, and I decided I want to be an aircraft engineer, so that's what I studied. But at the same time, my willingness to know how things work has helped me as a driver understand how my car works.
Has that translated the degree into what's computer?
I think I already had the knowledge of the car before I went for my degree. I already had knowledge of aviation aeroplanes before I went for degree, just due to experience and wanting to know how something works, wanting to know how the internals work. So when it comes to that, it's very good as a driver to understand how your actions when you're driving the car, all your inputs to the vehicle affect it, whether it's negatively or positively. So I'm quite able to take good care of my car during events.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mix between do you take care or do you push it hard to win a stage, you know.
You're very big on team. You mentioned your team a lot. Maybe you can just tell us your relationship with your navigator and how that works between the two of you.
Well, I think the fact that we've all our team have been the same team since 2014, since we started racing. So it shows that there's a good synergy, there's good energy, there's good vibes, and you know, the fact that we're all together still means a lot. There's not much I have to say if we've all come this far, 10 years down the line, and we're still pushing as hard as we possibly can. No one's slowing down. So yeah, the leader of the team is my dad, obviously, the financier, and yeah, without him, I don't think we'd be here. Well, we definitely wouldn't, because you need to be able to prove yourself before opportunity comes your way.
But he saw that talent and decided to invest in it.
Yes. Basically, he saw that talent when I started off racing motorbikes. You know, so we started motorsport at relatively. From where we are now, it was relatively cheap to own a motorbike and race it. You know, so from them we've come a long way, and that's why I'm driven to do my best, also to be the best version of myself that I possibly can, so that we make the most of the opportunity. And we're still hoping that one day, you know, I'll be paid to drive a car, and that'll be our job.
So would you say that's your ultimate goal?
It would be, yes. My ultimate goal would be get paid some good money to drive some nice cars, and that's the dream.
Travel around the world.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, if not, then we are very content with our lives. I think I can speak for myself, and yeah, we'll just take it as it comes.
I think before we go, if there's something you can say to someone who's watching right now, who's on the fence, like I really want to go for the Safari Rally, but I'm not sure, like what would you tell them to make them, like send them over there to like, yeah, come through?
Well, you shouldn't need so much convincing to come through, because if you're a rally fanatic, I mean, it's the best of the best drivers coming to Kenya to race, alongside your local best drivers, you know, your Kenyan drivers. So if you've never been for such an event, it's an amazing experience to feel. And yeah, don't sit on the side of the fence. Just make it happen. If you haven't booked any hotels now, you just might as well bring a tent, because everything is probably full. Yeah,
but that's part of the experience.
Yeah, it's part of the experience. Yeah, and yeah, Naivasha is. I'm sure they're very excited for this upcoming event. Yeah.
Now you've reminded me something. When you actually meet the drivers that you're looking up to, how is that moment? How does that feel usually?
Initially, it was obviously, you know, it's a very nice feeling. Now again, we'll be 5 years meeting the same drivers again and again. So it's like,
so it's like, hey, Sama.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, we're you know, you want to think that we're together, you know, to Kapamoja. It's not like, yeah, but to see them, obviously, that's their job. They get paid to drive, and they get paid to drive for a reason, because they're the best. And it takes a certain kind of person to be driven to try and accomplish, you know, to be that kind of person. Yeah.
So you look up to it's sort of, you draw inspiration from it.
Yeah, I get inspired by people, and obviously I try and inspire those that look up to me. And I think that's how the cycle continues. Yeah, it's always good to hand down your lessons and inspire others and mentor others. And yeah, so happy to guide the youngsters. That there's quite a few that always reaching out and telling me they want to race. So yeah, it's nice, and it's good to know that someone looks up to you the way I look up to someone else.
How do you advise them when they reach out to you? I'm assuming maybe on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the advice is obviously that it's a very expensive sport. Everyone thinks, hey, can I have your car? I'm a good driver. I'd like to drive, but it's difficult for us to give out our car because it's a cost to us. And as I said earlier, in order to get recognized, you have to spend some money, some time, and effort to prove yourself. But the key thing I always tell people is that to educate themselves first should be the priority, because this can make you money, rallying can make you money if you're very, very good. The odds are low. And so if it doesn't make you money, then you basically probably, if you didn't study, then where are you left now? It's like you have to really struggle and try to get a job. So it's better always to have a backup.
Okay, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for taking us around your garage. That was Karan Patel, the 2023 ARC champion. He will be taking part in the WRC Safari Rally next month on the 28th to the 31st of March. We'll be sure to bring you all the results of that as it happens. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 2024 WRC Safari Rally Kenya. I'm Mukami Wambora. Until next time, ciao.